What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you some information in regards to potential conversation of George Palakers and Goblum. And I have to admit that I can understand both sides of this story. On top of that, I will show you some interesting details in regards to the actions that were made by Anson funds. And I think they want to protect themselves, but with quite interesting behavior. Then I will show you some details about the most recent lawsuits. And I have to admit that these lawsuits might be very productive for the MMTLP case in general. So, and before we dive deep into all of these, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, for now, you can join my Patreon account, you can join two tiers of my Discord group. One of them costs you $50 a month and you will have 30-minute one Zoom call once a month. But if you join with the gold tier, you will have a weekly one-on-one training session with me for just $150 a month. And guys, to be honest, this is the most popular tier for my patrons right now. And let me show you a sneak peek on the most recent activity in the Discord group. Just recently, I published the recap of the week of July 28th through August the 3rd, and let me quote you this. On Monday, I prepared a list of 13 tickers that looked most promising for short positions. As of August the 6th, 10 of them delivered returns ranging from 0.33% to 24.4%, an average profit of 6.1%, while only 3 tickers showed a potential loss between 0.85% and 1.74%, an average loss of 1.22%. More detailed information is available in the attached images. And you can see that I made this call on July 28th and I wrote, here is a list of tickers that might present shorting opportunities. Please remember, this is not a blind trade signal. Further technical analysis is required before taking actions. And here is the list of the tickers that gained substantial profits. It is 10 of them, and only 3 went in completely opposite direction. I also gave a direct short scalping recommendation on Tesla and Oracle. Both brought an average profit of around 1.5%. In addition, I identified one ticker suitable for a medium-term short position. If you'd like to know which company that is, join my Patreon. As usual, I provided a detailed market overview and analyzed the following tickers: SPY, BBAI, NOV, UNP, NEO, UAA, and CRWV. So guys, if you want to be a part of this amazing community, join my Patreon. So, and let's begin today's video with this conversation. Several days ago, I showed you that Goblum asks George Palakers to give him an interview, and George agreed to do this, but they didn't set all the details about this upcoming interview. And for now, guys, some people are attacking Goblum because he wants to ask George Palakers some questions. At the same time, George Palakers, well, some people ask George Palakers why he wanted to participate in this space call. And here is one of these questions. George, I'm not interested in a debate between you and Goblum. I just like to hear your side of the story and your perspective on a few questions. As an outsider, it's fascinating to watch. Between the rabbit balls and skeptical cynics, there is a lot of unpack. I agree with you on Roman, but also have you heard some of the bulls talk? They are pretty horrible too. Help these people find closure. And George responded to this. I try my best to satisfy all sides. Whoever approaches me with respect, I have a ton of time for and always have. And Goblum asks him, Do you think it's unreasonable? Shareholders would have questions and concerns. I don't get why you are the way you are. You set it up with Boris. I don't know him. You do. Will you agree to disclose all stock support consultants, identities, and forensic audit for all accounts? And George responded to this. I would happy to share everything with all of you if the SEC allows me to. However, can you believe that they have asked to put a ton of docs under seal? Do you think that's odd? So, I am being accused, but they want information to be under the strictest control. How does that work in the US court system? Please educate me, my dear American friends, since I have never set foot in any court in my 44 years of age for any reason whatsoever, and I have started learning about some of the inner workings of the system. How about this? Due to the public interest, I would like all of you to help to put public pressure on demand the SEC to keep nothing under seal. Can you? That includes all my emails, info, accounts, etc. and all their information, documents, files, everything. I want it all out in the open. If or when this, in my humble opinion, ridiculous case against me goes to a trial, and due to the importance and the public interest, and it should be allowed to be broadcasted live. I'm tired of waiting for years, and there is not enough numbing medication in the world to put up with internet dudes like Gob who think and call themselves shareholders. Let's go. By the way, I love Texas. Did you know the term metamaterials, which characterized our scientific field, was coined for the first time at Austin University? This is my homecoming. Let's go. And guys, I have to admit that I support George with his intention to disclose all the information that he has, but he has some restrictions from SEC, because SEC, doesn't allow him to do so. And at the same time, you can see that Goblin was attacked by some of I don't want to call them community members, but potentially they are community members, or they are pretending to be community members because they don't want him to ask George Palikers any questions at all. And definitely it is not the best example of proper behavior. And definitely it is not beneficial for the MMTLP community in general. But I want to move forward, and let me show you another quite interesting update. So, first of all, Daniel Oxer wrote this in response to the due diligence that was made by RareDD. That retroactive date change is a nice touch, but Eric Cartman says it better. At least he's honest about his grift, and you can see what did Eric Cartman said. It is, let me first of all show you the tweet of RareDD. He wrote this: "Keep moving, nothing to see here," and he added the screenshot of the FINRA Rule 6490, processing of company-related actions. And we know that FINRA allegedly violated this rule when the MMTLP shares became tradable. But right now you can see that this rule is valid. This version is valid from August 22nd, 2022 through October the 6th, 2025. Amendments have been announced but are not yet effective. To view other versions open, the versions tab on the right. Quite interesting, and definitely I believe Daniel and other community members who filed their lawsuits, they know about this issue. But I want to pay attention to another couple of tweets. Daniel Spears wrote this tweet 14 hours ago. Let me quote this in details. "Well, folks, there it is in black and white. The DTCC admits that they blocked all MMTLP trades at the direction of FINRA in Roller versus SEC. FINRA does not have a delegated authority over the DTCC, so that is a checkmate for FINRA. That is collusion. Remember Robert Colby saying no to let MMTLP trade for 2 days. He's on the board of directors at DTCC. I'm having a great day, and this is a great news for the MMTLP community, but only for those who don't think I am scam for also suing executives for fraud, one of whom who instructed their attorneys to destroy communications, which is the equal of destroying evidence when you are in a lawsuit. Oh yeah, the document in question says he's going to keep ignoring shareholders, but yeah, Robin, I'm the problem, lol. And she's talking about the most recent email letter that was disclosed by Jennifer Vetrana, and this letter was sent by Greg McCabe, and it was sent by mistake. And this exposes his position that he doesn't want to cover shareholders. He wants to ignore them, and he wants to ignore you, and he asks to delete this email. So CPO, in response to this tweet, wrote the following: anyway, you can share the document, or at the very least a snippet of the section that talks about this. And Daniel said, done. On top of that, in response to MD, who wrote, the case Roller versus SEC was filed on December the 30th of 2024. So what trades were they blocking? And Daniel responded, MMTLP trades across the world on the 9th of December were all blocked by the DTCC. Too late to cancel orders were and are being reported like crazy. The trades went through, and then they were all blocked at the DTCC, effectively bouncing them back to the broker cancelled. That may not be exactly how it works mechanically, but that is the best explanation I can give. I have the DTCC admission of guilt and pointing the finger at FINRA. If anyone has proof of a too late to cancel order, a screenshot of brokerage statement, I will take it. If anyone in the world has proof of it trading for more than $13, I need it, please. Redact personal info, accept your name, and email me at this email address. And guys, I have to admit that, Daniel also responded to this tweet the following: they can manage minions, but when individuals start asking real questions, the lies collapse. Every part that touched a share before or after the U3 halt exploited it. They don't need to conspire. Each just acts in self-interest. When the liability hits, they turn on each other. And definitely, we have several entities who might be involved in these actions, and one of them is the entity whose main intention to protect retail investors, and they did completely opposite. On top of that, guys, I want to pay attention to another part of this conversation. In response to Daniel's own tweet, she wrote the following: a few people asked for the proof. First, in Roll versus SEC et al., she says DTCC cleared and settled, and from a regulatory trading halt imposed by the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority on MMTLP in 2022. Pages later, they hide behind FINRA's immunity. Robert Colby, who sits on the board at the DTCC and holds a position at FINRA, admits in two separate letters to NBH that FINRA only has jurisdiction and authority over its members. DTCC is not within FINRA's reach. In a third letter, Colby admits FINRA cannot alter a corporate action. If my punctuation is wrong, Jack will correct me, because he's dumb enough to believe that that's what's important. And yes, I don't want to comment on this, the last sentence. You know that, let me show you somewhere here. I believe Jennifer Vetrana responded to this, because, wait a second. Here it is. Jack Smithy AAL wrote this: Crayola, then rocks, in that order. Pay attention, dumbass. 1. Missing comma. 2. Missing period. Complete thought. Avoid run on sentences. 3. See above. 4. Using the word let is redundant, like you. And he commented on the tweet that was written by Daniel Spears. It is not the wise, to write this crap because someone's opinion does not correspond with your opinion. But let me show you the following. In response to this tweet of Daniel Spears, CPO wrote, "Jurisdiction only over FINRA members, not investors. Then why has my money been frozen in limbo for the past 3 years if they don't have control over investors?" Good stuff, but I don't see where it says the DTCC blocked trades at the direction of FINRA. This whole situation stinks, smells like BS. And Daniel Spears responded, "It literally says they cleared and settled from a regulatory halt imposed by FINRA, meaning we followed their halt language. No trades on the 9th and the 12th. And CPO wrote, "Okay, I see where you are getting that interpretation. I don't know. That sentence is worded weird. The way I took it is that MMTLP was cleared and settled through the DTCC during the time it was trading. I don't see it implying it was cleared and settled after the halt. The wording is kind of ambiguous. If they are implying that the DTCC cleared and settled after the halt, that is a bold-faced lie, shown by the fact 2.65 million short shares still exist in next breach, or perhaps something else occurred that the public isn't aware of. Nowhere in this do I see a declaration that FINRA instructed the DTCC to do anything. What I do see, though, is a false claim that MMTLP was cleared and settled, and the way this is written gives the impression that there is currently no settlement issues. But again, the declaration from FINRA that 2.65 million short shares still exist in next breach disputes any claim that MMTLP was cleared and settled, unless some shady shit happened with the Bytec QSIP reuse and they cleared the settlement issue through other nefarious practices." And here's another tweet from Daniel. "Let me say it a bit differently. FINRA only has jurisdiction and authority over US broker-dealer members, not the DTCC and not a single foreign broker or foreign clearing entity. How were MMTLP trades in Sweden, Germany, Korea, Canada and UK all halted? Who halted them? How did those countries' trades all bounce back as too late to cancel when they bought through a non-US brokers and their trade cleared through a non-US clearing house? There is only one explanation, and the DTCC admitted it in their MTD in Rollo's case. They followed the halt of FINRA's, which they cannot do. They allowed nothing to clear or settle on the 9th and 12th. Once those foreign trades cleared, they count their country and headed over to the DTCC for final settlement. It was blocked and it was then bounced back to the country of origin with a sorry, the US halted the market. Except FINRA does not have the power to halt markets. FINRA can't tell the DTCC what to do, but they did and DTCC followed directions. That is illegal. That is evidence that FINRA shut down a market worldwide when they only have jurisdiction over US broker-dealer members. The most FINRA could have done was to tell US broker-dealer members to stop quoting the trading. Nothing more, nothing less. They are not a registered exchange, see Chris Stone video, and they do not have jurisdiction or authority over the DTCC. Nor do they have jurisdiction or authority over any non-US broker-dealer, nor any non-US clearing house. They cannot block trades from clearing and settlement, yet that's exactly what they got the DTCC to do. And CPO responded to this. "Oh, I see, now I understand why you were looking for foreign MMTLP holders. Now, I'm not an expert in securities regulations, but I'm under the impression FINRA has the authority to halt trading. Doesn't this official halt affect what's going on with DTCC? If they could halt trading but foreign countries can still trade it, that doesn't seem right. It seems broken and unfair, honestly. Are you saying that the halt in itself stops trading? It doesn't reverse trades, that has already happened. But the MMTLP halt did just that, and DTCC abided by those instructions from FINRA. My angle is that FINRA permanently halted trading, which isn't really a halt at that point. I can see how anyone who has a too late to cancel order has claims against the DTCC and FINRA for that. But again, I am not expert on securities processes, but how does a too late to cancel end up cancelled? Like what? Make it make sense. And guys, I have to admit that this conversation is very interesting because first of all, it is conversation between two people who filed the lawsuits. One of them belongs to the so-called 1209 community, and Daniel Spears is one of the part of this community, and Scipio is the person who filed a lawsuit, quite differently. He is not a part of 1209 community, but you can see that they can interact with each other with a very polite and very productive manner. And this is very important to see because, guys, you might like my point of view or not, but I see that the only way how you can see the resolution one way or another is through litigation processes. And it doesn't matter who was guilty and who is guilty in this entire story. If someone does something bad, he or she has to be accountable for that. And it doesn't matter from what side you will see the payments if it happens. And I believe it should happen within, within foreseeable future. The only thing is matter that you have to receive these payments and you have to get your money back, and this is what I'm fighting for. And guys, I don't want to tell that someone who doesn't like the actions from 1209 community, they are wrong. I just think that their point of view and their path is not so effective, because we are in this point for quite a long period of time, and we don't have any results, positive or negative results from the path, from the non-litigation path to the resolution. And yes, we have several lawsuits that failed in the court system, but we still have plenty of them. And this is I don't remember who said this, but we have to win just one battle. We don't need to win all of the lawsuits. We have to win just a part of the lawsuit and in my opinion, the crucial part is that FINRA should remove their immunity. And in this case, the Pandora box will be opened and we will see the resolution within a blink of an eye. And definitely, I have to say that this type of lawsuits might bring us to the resolution, but not all of the MMTLP community members might like it. So I want to pay attention to another update. Unfortunately, we have some FOIA request that was denied. Earlier, EACTA Est wrote this: SEC denied my FOIA today, but they kindly shared an appeal link. This one was about David Fernandez and MMTLP. They said the records were voluminous. Below is the appeal link. And guys, SEC denied this request because it was too big to basically disclose. And in my opinion, it is quite weird decision, but well, you can find it right here. By a letter dated July the 2nd, 2025, we notified you that we had identified a voluminous amount of records potentially responsive to your request, and as such, your request qualified for placement in our complex track. We also offered you the opportunity to narrow the scope of your request and to possibly avoid placement in our complex track. Well, quite interesting, but I don't think that it will help SEC to hide this information. One way or another, through the FOIA request or through litigation processes, we will find it out, and definitely it will be a huge breakthrough in this case. On top of that, guys, here is the tweet from Junk Savvy that she wrote 12 hours ago, and she wrote this: Citadel and Anson loading their benches. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. No, really, please move along. Not what we do here. We are not going away. And she refers to the keycap tweet, and keycap wrote this tweet just a couple of hours ago. Recent docket entries in Meta Materials bankruptcy case, Anson and Citadel. And they, Anson and Citadel, invited new attorneys who are, well, one of the best attorneys who can cover their actions, and in my opinion it leads me to the conclusion that they have some information to hide, and that is why they did it, and in my opinion it is very important to understand their actions. On top of that, guys, from the 1209 community, we have quite interesting update from the site of 1209 community. Jennifer Vitrano wrote this in response to StockCube tweet. This is interesting. I think you will see this intervened in my filings. And here is the original tweet of StockCube. He wrote it 9 hours ago. So let me get this straight. After firing the founders and co-founders, advisors, scientists, engineers, and any other staff apart from the board of directors and a few executives who are named below, Meta Materials sold NTS to Authentics for pennies of on a dollar, sold NPOR to 24 million, a company who was being investigated for patent infringement on Meta's battery patents, 4 pennies on the dollar, then sent the company into the Chapter 7. And now, thanks to keycap for bringing this up, we see this. CEO, CFO, and COO Uzi Sessions took a $100,000 prepaid consulting fee via his own LLC company, BDLcom. This fee was prepaid, meaning it must have been paid before they filed for bankruptcy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't consulting literally be a part of the CEO's job, which he's paid to do in his salary? That looks like self-dealing and last-minute looting to me, not leadership. Then we have CLO Dan Eaton, who also got $100,000 prepaid fee via E10 Consulting LLC. But the only E10 Consulting LLC I can find in the US registers in a Florida entity dissolved in 2017 for failure to file annual reports. If it is not and shouldn't be the same one, then which E10 is it? Because I can't find any record of another, and more importantly, an active E10 Consulting LLC. So who got paid? And guys, this is quite interesting investigation, because this shows that we have at least 2 people who paid them some fees, quite substantial fees of $100,000 right before the bankruptcy case was filed. And it is very interesting to see that potentially they stole your money, guys, the shareholders' money. And this is another part that should be investigated. So it is quite long video. I will probably continue this video tomorrow, but for now it is all information that I want to provide you, and see you in the next video. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.